right, here we go. It's Mr. Young.
Alex Foreign in the building. How are you, bro?
Sounding good, feeling good. I hope you're doing the same as well, although the weather is a little bit too hot for my liking. I don't know if you can see on HD. I'm sweating up in here, man. Sweating it.
Man, I'm feeling it, bro. It's like after you bathe, but still got the sweat. I don't know how come you can sweat after you bathe, but it's a thing, bro.
Well, no, absolutely. That's because it's that darn hot today in the past couple of days. But the heat aside, looks like the WWE product is heating up as well, metaphorically, huh? I mean, that's all I could see on my social media feed. Hashtag we want Cody. Hashtag we... Okay, we will get to all that juicy stuff in a bit. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat right now. Let's go, fam.
What's up, bro? Guys, speaking of heat, somebody getting nuclear heat he hasn't experienced since 1996. Am I right? Am I right?
When till we get the die, Rocky, die chance?
Oh, no, don't start, guys, don't start. I've seen apparently some death threats under the doctor as well. Come on, guys. You gotta keep the fandom in the house. You know what I mean?
You know what this is? This reminds me, and this is a good thing, by the way. This reminds me of, like, I don't know, some TV show. Name me a very popular TV show that the fans didn't like a decision that was made, a character that was killed off.
Bro, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. There you go.
Right. People shit on the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, people. This reminds me of that. But you know what is the beautiful thing about pro wrestling? Mm-hmm. They can change things on the fly. They can tweak it to what the audience is reacting to. I mean, I don't know why I just had this very thought while I was having my breakfast/lunch just now, right? I was like, this is like, this term has been bandied around recently, especially during the Bloodline era. Mm-hmm. Cinematic.
Yes, correct.
Isn't WWE the most cinematic we've seen it in years right now?
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's crazy? Like, we started off the podcast, season 7, new season. We were thinking like, okay, what are our plans for this year? How are we going to keep the episode running, right? After episode 1. And then we thought like, okay, Royal Rumble's out the rear view. We're going to start, Road to WrestleMania. Today or this week's episode might be a bit of a downturn before all the cool stuff later on. And then, after Friday, I was like, okay, Mr. Young, no need to worry what to talk about. We have enough things to talk about this episode.
We have more than enough, my friend. And okay, so that's why I want to get this one thing out of the way first, because we have a lot of juicy stuff to talk about. We have NXT Vengeance Day. We want to talk about this whole Rock Cody WrestleMania title match situation, but let's get the most pointless stuff. Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I've left the ecosystem. It's kind of like I don't pay attention to Samsung Android news because I'm Apple fan. You know what I mean?
Okay, got it.
But I know when you brought this up, I low-key, I don't want to be rude, bro. But I have to be honest, bro. When you're like, oh yeah, let's talk about this, I'm like, I don't care, bro.
Really? What was the subject, bro?
Oh, come on, you can guess, right? Chat, you can guess what I'm talking about, right?
Go for it. I have no idea. I'm like,
really?
What are you talking about?
Tony Khan's big announcement. Yeah. I am sorry, but at this point, is it really still a big deal? Okay, like I said, this is the caveat, right? I have stopped caring about the AEW universe. I don't watch it anymore. I barely pay attention to the social media. So, bro, tell me, is this a big deal? Because it's like, the law of diminishing returns. Every time he goes out there and says, I have a big announcement, or they put out the graphic, big announcement, Tony Khan has a big announcement, every subsequent time, I get less and less excited about it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Me being the objective man that I am, Mr. Young, right? A lot of people apparently say that we are very pro WWE, or suddenly we like to shit on AEW. Okay, let me preface this by saying I'm one of AEW's biggest supporters. I think I was like one of the most excited when AEW started off, and I would say I would reflect a majority of like AEW fans who actually want them to do well. My thoughts on them, right, is probably like the temperature in the room. I would say, right? There will be the ones who are like diehards who will defend AEW no matter what and justify them no matter what. There will be the ones who are like, people who don't really watch or don't care or actively hate AEW. There are those people. Mm-hmm. And then I would say I'm somewhere down the middle. If AEW does anything that piques my attention, I'll definitely talk about it.
Of course.
If AEW does something that shits the bed, we will definitely, everyone will talk about it, right?
Wait, will they even at this point?
Yes, correct. So right now, AEW is suffering, I would say, a bit of a decline. I wouldn't say decline in quality, because the quality has always been, you know what you are gonna get with AEW, right? It's like a box of chocolates. I'm not sure whether it's good chocolates, but it's chocolates, right?
No, it's it's like a box of chocolates you buy at the cheapest. I can't even say gas station because our Singapore gas station quite legit. Like US gas station, you know those rabat ones you watch in movies, right? You don't know you get some good solid food or some like freaking 10-year-old expired shit.
Yeah, so I was trying to kind of, I will still eyeball the product. I will still read results. I will still like watch something on Instagram.
Hang on. I'm sorry. You know I love you as a brother. But that sounds like a lot of, please, peacemaking there. I feel like you don't even give a crap about AEW anymore.
Bro, that is why I was about to get to my main point.
Okay.
So I put it out there on Instagram. I said, what do you think is Tony Khan's big announcement going to be? I put it as a poll. I also asked, what are you guys watching AEW for these days? Because I genuinely want to know, right?
Yeah.
First thing I get was from one of our friends, Jason, always on the chat. Shout out to him from Brunei. Who still watches AEW? Literally, that was the first comment, right? And then there will be the people that come and say, I still watch for Samoa Joe. I still watch for maybe my usuals that I like, House of Black, blah, blah, blah. And then I think to myself, like they are clawing to try to get attention at this point, because to be fair, this is the worst time of the year to try to get the attention of the WWE product, right?
True. We are on the road to WrestleMania. It's huge. It doesn't have, and we've said this before. I want to very quickly clarify my position once again. At no point do we ever think that the talent is no good. Some no good lah, but you know what I mean. It's always a case of the talent is great, but the booking and the promotion is just trash right now. But let's get back to this big announcement. At this point, okay, what could he possibly say and announce that will actually get someone like me, for example, who's like done with AEW, I'm bored already, whatever, right? What could he possibly say that would bring me back?
All right, so there's three things that people are kind of like circulating around the internet that would most likely happen.
Rumors and innuendos.
Correct. Any of these three might happen, or all three will happen eventually, right? Depends which one comes first.
Yeah.
90% very likely we might see Mercedes Moné ending up in AEW.
Okay, hang on. Hold on. At this point, is Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks still money, as it were? Are you excited for the return?
I would say she didn't get a fair shot in Japan. I would say her injury took her out before she could really build that momentum. So this could be literally her first foray post WWE where she has the opportunity to make a big splash. So I'm excited to see what she can do to make her name for herself without WWE. So there is that interest. I wouldn't say, oh my god, I can't wait for Mercedes. No, I wouldn't say that. But there is interest, right? So that's one thing. That's most likely what might happen. Number two, Okada officially signs with AEW. We have seen Okada in AEW. We can know more or less what to expect. My question is now with, there's these issues with New Japan and Stardom, which I've heard. What is this the reason why Okada is leaving right now? Because he really think, Japan gone case. I'm not going to bother trying to create my legacy there. I'm going to try to create my legacy in AEW, and he feels more comfortable making that jump to AEW as opposed to WWE, where it's completely an unknown territory for him. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, let's be honest here, though. I think we can all agree. If he were to go to NXT even, he'd probably get more flowers, more better booking, more, fanfare than AEW. AEW is probably like, here's Okada. You should know who the hell he is. I mean, everyone's like, who are you?
Yeah. So the issue is, I think Okada is trading comfort. I would, or not say comfort, but trading the potential to become an even bigger star with like home comforts, like things that he know. Like he knows that AEW can do New Japan stuff as well.
Very quickly, I want to jump back to Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks. Right, Irvin said something super funny. I have to acknowledge.
Yes.
Irvin said she's still money, but exchange rate drop.
Give it to Irvin.
I love it, bro. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's awesome.
So I guess it's from 1 to 3.55, or what's the going rate nowadays?
Hey, we're not specifying which country's exchange rate lah. Yeah, let's. I like that. Okay, smart. So it's Okada. What's the third one? So the two that I had in my head was Sasha Banks and Okada. What's the third?
Okay, so Revolution is happening, right?
Yes.
And I feel like at this point in time, you know how this is the thing this is probably the one news that will probably like annoy you the most.
Oh boy.
But it's probably something that Tony Khan is the most excited about.
Okay.
Okay, so if you saw our Discord channel, so just a cheap plug to our Discord, whoever's interested to talk about wrestling, join us on our Discord. On our AEW channel, which is these days is a bit quieter there. But somebody made up a great point. I can't recall who exactly, but you know how the Tony Khan was kind of experimenting with like rankings and all that bullshit during the Continental Classic.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say like, oh, to him it was a successful experiment, and now they want to implement it across the board across all the roster, right? And I think recently they kind of revealed like the ranking system, or like the revamped ranking system where I can't remember who said it in the Discord, but like, oh, if you want to have the main quest will be the world title. If you want to have a side quest, you're like lower in the ranking, you can go for like the secondary titles. So
I saw the graphic. It listed 4 male champions and then a top 10, correct?
Correct.
So what you're trying to tell me is this top 10, they can all challenge for any of the titles, or is it like 1 to 3 can challenge for Samoa Joe, 4 to 6, like what? Like I looked at it, I'm like, I still don't understand what the hell is going on. Or the top 10 can fight for any of the 4 titles they want.
Yeah, so somebody correct me on the chat if you are more aware or more educated about this. But like if you're like the top guy in the ranking, like top 3, for example, you can challenge for everything, right? If you're like 3 to 6, technically the highest you can go for is like the TNT Championship, but you can also go for the other 3s as well.
I see.
And then, so basically, the lower you are, if you're number 10, you can only challenge for Eddie Kingston or Orange Cassidy's title.
Okay.
Something along that line. Okay. Yeah. So as long as the more rankings you build up, the more opportunities for titles you can go for. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
And what justifies your ranking? Win-loss record?
It's win-loss record. So right now, a lot of people might have been shitting on Adam Copeland, talking about like why suddenly he like not doing anything anymore. So the story they're trying to tell is that Christian Cage told him to go to the back of the line, and by building up the wins, he wants to go back into contention to challenge for Christian Cage, which is now his number 3 on the title run. And the top 2, if you realize, is actually Swerve and Hangman Page.
Yes, correct.
And they are challenging for the world title. So that's what I'm trying to make.
Okay, I get the idea, and perhaps it is the way that they stand out, right? But doesn't this book themselves into a corner? For example, name me a giant star that's a free agent right now, like Goldberg. Okay, there you go, Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg. Okay.
You mean to tell me that if you suddenly bring in Goldberg, he has to one by one beat people until he can challenge for Samoa Joe, as opposed to like having one match and then straight away a challenge?
That's how they're gonna make it work in AEW.
Okay. I feel like they're booking themselves into a corner here, like.
Yeah, I mean, they might book themselves in the corner, or if they again, this goes back to whether you trust their booking.
Yeah,
they might be able to tell some solid stories through this rule, right?
You mean break the rule? And okay, to be fair, WWE bends and breaks the rules all the time. I'm not saying that this is the AEW problem, right? Yeah. But once you enforce this rule, you cannot just willy-nilly, Goldberg come in, Brock Lesnar come in, suddenly jump straight to the front of the line, forget about the entire ranking system. Then it becomes a joke, right?
Yes, correct. So, my question is not whether they can do it well. My question is, how many months you want to bet before this shit hits the fan?
or just completely falls apart and they just give up on it, right? Cannot lah.
I'll give it until this year's Continental Classic. Let's see. Hopefully they can prove me wrong, but hey.
Look. Yeah. If the announcement is big and it's something that will make me come back, I'll come back. I'll give it a fair shake. But I feel like with the track record, with Edge, with all the big names that have come in, it's only a matter of time before it just falls apart because of bad booking. And it's like that toxic relationship. You want it to work, but you're like, deep in the back of your head, you're like, I know this is not going to work, so why do I even try anymore, right?
Yeah, I get it. And that's why I want to ask you guys, like, people want to chat, like, are you guys still watching AEW? Like, I want to gauge your level of interest. Is it still worth talking about on the podcast, or are we going to be all WWE? What's going on? You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, I think there will always be stuff worth talking about, because if you look at, like, maybe what Samoa Joe is doing, Christian Cage, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, and right now, this is why I feel WWE is firing on all cylinders. And we've talked about it before. As long as you have a solid, really high-profile, Hollywood even, main event, people will watch it. And if the rest of it is kind of like, it's like, some of it you might disagree, because you can't please everybody, right? But for the most part, it's professional. It doesn't make wrestling look stupid. It's something worth giving 3 hours of your day to 2 hours. Let's not forget, at the end of the day, we are giving up our time. We could be out with the family, we could be watching a movie, watching some other show, but we are giving our time to WWE. And every time I watch AEW, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm like, oh, why did I bother? Oh, nothing's being resolved, you know?
Yeah, I get it. And I think it's fair. I think it's fair if somebody wants to say, you know, I'm sick of AEW. I'm not interested in W. I think it's also fair when somebody say, you know what, I really like AEW because it really is an alternative and I want to support alternative. Go for it. Do what you want with it, right?
You know, there are people who like, you know, taking dumps on people's heads, but, you know, it's the alternative. It's not exactly great.
Bro, then the number of fans will be just one lah, which is John Laurinaitis.
Okay, this is a beautiful, albeit disgusting segue.
Yes. Thank me, Mr. Young. Thank me.
No worries. So you like what? You a professional podcaster? Come on, let's go. All right. So let's talk about something that, for whatever reason, has kind of come and gone. I think it's because the news cycle is just so crazy fast these past couple of months. So I feel like it's fallen off the radar, but I want to address it a little bit. Before that, though, hey, thank you so much for hanging out on the podcast. If you're listening to this, if you're watching it right now, make sure to join our Discord. All kinds of conversations happen. And yes, there are still AEW fans there. So even if I don't, Mr. Young doesn't watch AEW, you can get your information, your AEW fix from the community. Okay, New Japan stuff, local Singapore wrestling stuff as well. I know we're doing something really cool with the local wrestling scene that Foreign will talk about more in just a little while. But check out the Discord if you haven't already. And also, hey, consider signing up as a Patreon lah. Help us out. Help us keep the lights on.
Can we also give a shout out to our newest Patreon member?
Yes, sir.
Is his name there?
His name is on the screen. You have to watch it scroll off a bit, but it's like Fierce Grinder. Let's go, my guy.
Finally.
A legit rocker, by the way. Yeah, horror streamer as well on Twitch. He does, like, if you love, like, you know, horror stories, you know, late night horror stories. Hey, last time on radio, there's this Malay channel. I'm sure you know. Didn't they do horror stories?
Yes, Mystery Jam 12, correct?
Yes, it's super popular, super famous, right?
Yeah.
Fiaz does like something similar, but with visuals because, you know, he's on stream on Twitch.
Ooh, so he does like a horror stream where he like tells all these stories through Twitch.
Yeah, he reads like online stories. He gets people to submit stories. So it's like, woo boy! If you wanna scare your pants off in the middle of the night, let's go. He's your guy.
Okay, we gotta give him a plug. You guys follow him on his Instagram at Fiaz Fiaz Grinder, like grindcore or like grinding.
Yes, he's a grindcore guy.
I see. Okay, then we met him once. He came to our Kick to the Gut party last year in 2022, I believe.
Yes.
Super awesome guy. I think he's been listening to the podcast for a while, and for finally making the step over to our Patreon family, we appreciate you as well. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. I wanna give out a shout out to his group. His obviously band. I'm a bit like mainstream lah. I'm very pop. I listen to Taylor Swift and Blackpink, so I'm not into the whole, you know, the grindcore death metal thing. But let me see if I can pull up his band here. Assailant. Thank you very much. He's the vocalist and bassist for Assailant.
Nice, bro. Ask him, bro. Ask Fiaz, can you make a song for Kick to the Gut or for the local wrestling scene? I think it would be really
Wow. Cannot. I don't know how he does it.
Can collab with Butcher Man, bro. I mean, his music is almost similar already.
Actually, you
Put
think about
together.
it.
Put them together.
Let me give a shout out to everybody in chat, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on a Tuesday afternoon. Diff Royalty, Saleh, what's up? Hales, Rishi, Irvin, McJohn Mouse, Muhammad Daniel. If I miss anybody, I apologize. We'll shout you out as we go along, okay? But okay, let's get to the next bit of WWE news. Technically not in the WWE, but, you know, he's left. Bro. He's left quite the stain.
Oh dear God, no. Stop it with the diarrhea jokes.
Hey, really, you know, what if this thing was completely a misunderstanding and old Vinnie Mac just had loose bowels? Because old man, you know, old man cannot keep it in anymore. And he didn't mean to...
No.
Okay, no.
If he didn't mean, he would ask her to shower right after. No, he asked her to continue. So no, it's not accident.
Allegedly. Everything allegedly. So, okay, very quickly, let's, get to our number 2 topic.
I got that.
There you
I
go.
got that, Mr. Young.
So we all are familiar with the Vince McMahon sex trafficking lawsuit, right? And one of the people that were mentioned in the lawsuit as well, he's a co-defendant, I guess, is John Laurinaitis, aka People Power, right?
Yep.
So this broke I think 4 or 5 days ago. I believe Vice News was the one who first posted about this, right? So I have the article right in front of me. Essentially, a lawyer for John Laurinaitis has come out and said that he's going to obviously defend himself, first of all, right? And he disputes John Laurinaitis' role as described in the complaint. So he's saying hey, this is not exactly how it all went down. And he also mentions that his client, John Laurinaitis, is himself a victim, just like the plaintiff, Janelle Grant. Okay. So, hey, Fias is in the channel. What's up, bro? You just swung by just in time for us to talk about the shit.
If you had swung by 5 minutes earlier, you can hear us tickle and angkat your bola for every 5 minutes. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us.
We were just shouting you out and your band and everything.
Yeah, man.
And bandying around the idea that maybe Assailant should do a Kick to the Gut cover theme song. Kick to the Gut!
I'll play it. I'll rap over it, man. Let's do it, man.
Who's good to see you as well. He's having lunch and we're talking about number 2. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Bad. Okay, never mind. Let's power through this.
Yes,
okay?
let's power through this, okay? So basically, John Laurinaitis' lawyer has said that, quote unquote, the truth will come out and that Laurinaitis himself was a victim, that he it's very hard, isn't it? It's very the times where and the things that were described in the original lawsuit, things like Vince sent her to Laurinaitis' office to give him sexual favors, that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So what was he just sitting there going, well, I can't do anything about it, so you better go and jump on top of me? What? How? If he thought this was wrong, shouldn't he have been just okay, why don't we just sit down and have a coffee and chat and let's not do anything? I think most of us, most normal human beings would do. You want to argue that maybe he felt I better keep up appearances to Vinnie Mac. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can argue that, but you know what I mean? And I'm sorry but if your friend is acting a fool and is doing something that is obviously morally bankrupt and evil, right? What does it say about you if you're going along? Because I'm scared because I need a job. Come on, man. That's a poor excuse, isn't it?
To me, what is worse than somebody doing evil things, right, is the people that enable him to do all these evil things.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shame people who are maybe their family member is a criminal or whatever it is, and then they feel conflicted, right? But then this John Laurinaitis have nothing. The only thing he owes Vince McMahon, yes, is his position in the business, right? But come on, bro, he is married technically, and he has stepdaughters,
bro.
Bellas.
Isn't it quite well documented that his wife was going through cancer?
Cancer? Yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he's going to the office, and this is going down. It just. I mean, I'm not making a pun here, but the whole thing stinks.
Yeah, I mean, you as a Total Divas fan, I'm sure you've seen episodes where, they...
Hey, hang on. Did you just call me a Total Divas fan? Okay, fine.
You are proud, loud and proud about it.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I haven't watched Love in the WWE, though. Talking about reality shows, the new Montez Ford and the Bianca Belair show, I have not watched it. So I hear it's not bad. I see some of the comments on Discord, but I'll find some time to watch it soon.
I heard it's on Disney Plus. So
Disney Plus, yes.
You can check it out. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make is I've seen some of the episodes where he was talking to the Bella, talking about his throat cancer, talking about people making fun of his voice. I thought he came across as sympathetic in a way, but but then there are stories where he actually chose divas to join WWE based on lingerie catalogs.
Yeah, he's a hums up fella lah. He's
yeah.
But so. Okay, look, at the end of the day, innocent till proven guilty, isn't that the whole US legal system mantra, right?
Yeah, but it's not looking good, bro. It's how can Vince McMahon come back, bro? Even if he's cleared, right? Who wants to do business with him?
No.
And
he's gone. His legacy is tarnished. He's gone. He's out of there. John Laurinaitis, I guess he one last thing to do. He heel turn on Vince McMahon and poof, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, do you see the statement that the Bellas put out as well?
Yes.
Yeah, and condemning not him by name, but members of the WWE universe. Very interestingly worded. Huh?
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he is their father-in-law. Yeah, father-in-law, right? So, it's just a whole sordid situation, lah. So, it doesn't go on to give you too much information because a lot of it is still like caught up in the legal system in the US. So we'll have to wait and see. Like I say, if this actually makes it to court TV, you know that shit's going to be ratings bonanza. Everyone's going to be watching that and doing like watch-alongs.
They might give WWE their first 10 million viewers.
God,
not in a long time, bro. But it's not watching WWE.
Yeah, we don't need it in that kind of way, you know. The wrestling industry doesn't need it.
Okay, let's be honest. I think this is going to be the running theme throughout season 7.
Yeah.
We will definitely be talking about Vince McMahon's lawsuit here and there throughout all the episodes. It's not even the worst of it. Let's just be honest. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Sorry. Stepfather, not father-in-law. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Stepfather, correct.
Different.
You know,
how
it's a story that's going to be developing throughout the year for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine.
I thought you were gonna say I can't even wait.
No, I can't even. Walao.
Can't wait with the popcorn, ready to
No, also that I mean, you know, like something like this goes down, you want to. It's like watching true crime dramas on Netflix, right? It's like you can't wait for the next episode. Oh my god, what happens?
Yeah, it's man. But again, it's a black mark, and WWE is doing all it can to shift the attention away from this to whatever it is that's happening on the WWE television, right?
I mean, like what Triple H said, you know, they are doing such good work now. So many more jobs and lives are, you know, at stake here, quote unquote, right? And let's not let this one, you know, albeit important figure in the industry, but let's not let this one person tarnish everybody.
Yeah. They're gonna Chris Benoit, all of them. So,
oof.
My question is, who else is gonna get hit by the stray bullets, right? Who else? Whose name is gonna be dragged through the mud? I mean, I'm very, very scared for Triple H. I really, really hope Triple H have no idea what's happening. So
what you're saying is the shit has hit the fan, and we are going to find out who else has been hit with the stray shit.
Correct, exactly, bro, exactly. Oh man, the amount of jokes that you can make with this is too much.
It's too much.
It is a serious matter. So
yeah.
Let's
move right along.
Yeah, let's move. Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny that you brought up Chris Benoit because this won't be the last time we talk about him, and that's a tease for a little bit later on. Okay, but before we get to hashtag We Want Cody, let's talk about NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Yeah. So I haven't been really paying attention. So I've only been eyeballing NXT. It's not that I don't like it. It's just no time lah. Huh? To be honest, I feel like 50% of NXT is a bit cringe. It's like, but it is their developmental. They are finding themselves. So you can kind of forgive it, but also at the same time, it's like, oh gosh, why am I watching this Chase U crap?
Yeah, 50% is like High School Musical.
Yeah.
And then the other 50% feels like Euphoria.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. The other 50% is like, okay, when are these guys coming up? And it's quite obvious, right? Like you've seen them show up on SmackDown, Royal Rumble, like people getting contracts, people, you know, talking to Nick Aldis. I love it, right? It's like you follow them through their early days into the mainstream now.
Yeah. As a fan, I think you can consider it something like, you know, I follow this band when they were underground.
Yeah.
Like I remember some fans, they love Coldplay when it wasn't a big deal, right? And then now like they're the biggest band in the world. I think those fans that followed Coldplay in 2001, Rush to the Blood of the Head, they would be like super validated. Like, I follow them. So it's the same, right? If you had followed maybe Braun Breaker from the time he debuted in NXT until now, I'm sure you're even prouder of him as someone who have just discovered him.
Absolutely. And we will talk about Braun Breaker because he was on the card in just a little while. My goodness, what a match and what a spot. I don't know if you saw. Okay, actually, you know what? Never mind. We'll get to it in a bit. I'm jumping ahead here. But very quickly, let's take a look. Who here watched NXT TakeOver, by the way, in the chat? Let us know. Okay, jump in. Let us know what you thought. Okay, interestingly enough, Booker T wasn't on commentary. I wonder why. Maybe he was busy.
He put out a statement actually on social media saying that he needed to get some like emergency surgery or like some health. There's a health condition that he needed to take care of. So he'll be off team for a couple of weeks.
Right. Get well soon, Booker T, man. I missed his shucky ducky quack and
his ad-libs.
His ad-libs. I mean, Don't get me wrong. When Wade Barrett tries to do it, I think it's funny because it's just like completely like not what you would expect. But yeah, Booker T does it the best. But let's start from the start. Saleh asks NXT modern day or black and gold era. I would say black and gold era, but I'll tell you why I don't miss it. Because we're seeing it play out on Raw and SmackDown right now. Papa H has the reins, and I am all for it. Let's go.
I love NXT Black and Gold because I remember every takeover you were guaranteed like a 5-star match. Somewhere down the line. So those were great days. But I agree that you need to push forward. You need to bring in all these youngsters, get their feet wet. In the system. So you have to go through it.
Let's go. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Okay. Baron Corbin, I don't know what it is about his look. He really looks like a Wish.com version of The Undertaker at this point. Like coming out of the chopper.
With the chopper.
And instead of wearing a leather jacket, he's wearing like this cotton hoodie that's cut out at the sides, and it just looks cheap. Like it looks like a cheap version of Undertaker.
He looks like an indie wrestler lah.
Yeah, so I'm like, what is going? I feel like he looked better as the Lone Wolf last time, where he had like the jean jacket. And his pant, his tight, I don't know, man. He just, to me, he looks weird now.
Yeah. He looks like he just got fucked by so many gimmick failures that like, you have no idea what to identify him with anymore. He's just like, okay lah, whatever. Yeah.
The hoodie cannot make it lah. I don't know what it is. Maybe he needs to get a jean hood, like something that looks expensive. That's so weird to say. He looks like, you know what it is? You play WWE 2K game, right? And you don't have enough credits yet. You haven't played the game long enough to buy the cool outfit, so you buy the default outfit. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow him, whatever he's doing in NXT, but my whole thinking was that he was supposed to be some sort of like a mentor / adversary of Braun Breaker, and now they're a tag team, right?
Yeah. I mean, Rishi brings up a very good point. Corbin can do a second run on the main roster as Braun's buddy. You know what? I think a lot of why he was brought down to NXT, I shouldn't say it, brought back to NXT, was to work with the young talent. Because we've heard like rumors and talk about him, like he's just really a good influence in the locker room, right?
Yep.
And he's probably there to quote unquote mentor Braun. And you never know. Once Braun gets up to the main event, they can redo their whole thing and then have them turn on each other. And there's a built-in storyline already. Like you have someone that Braun has worked with for quite a while already. So it makes Braun's transition back into the main roster easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And also, it's so weird to think about it then, but Baron Corbin was actually the last person that handed Roman Reigns like a defeat before Jey Uso, right? So
oh my god, yeah,
it's like a lifetime ago where he was that big of a deal on the main roster. Yeah, and I think this is a way to not only rehab his character but also like make people forget about all the shitty gimmicks. And then now he's like a veteran, right? Like a veteran that's puts over the young guys. But it's okay. We need to have these kind of people in the roster as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams for the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It's the finals. The winners get a future NXT Tag Team Championship spot. So, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin won. I mean, you see all the guys in here, it's going to be an athletic match. The one spot I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you saw it on social media. I think Botch Club put it up, but I was legit just sitting there sort of half working, half watching, right? And when it happened, I jumped out of my seat because it looks so nasty. I don't know if you saw it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the spear into like a spike thing on his... He looked like he broke his neck, like essentially. Right?
Huh? Spear? No. The one where he bounced off the ropes, bro. So
when the neck snapped, right?
Yes, that. So he hits the ropes at a ridiculously high speed, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. I think he wasn't fully standing straight. He was a little bit lower. So his head basically snaps under the top rope, and it just happens in a second. And my God, I'm like, oh my God, your neck, are you okay, bro? And the crazy thing is, right, when it happens, you can even feel the commentators sort of react to it a bit like what the, right?
Yeah.
And then he acts like nothing happened. He continued, like, I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, I think anybody else would have severely injured themselves.
This is the same story. It reminds me of when, Brock Lesnar did the shooting star press.
Oh God, yeah.
And then they talk about how, like, if not because of his neck being as thick as a boulder that he is, he probably would have died at that point in time.
Yeah, he would have probably, really injured himself or something like that. Yeah, you're right. Yep. So it's testament to his like physical attributes. My God. But yeah, that spot looked scary as shit. And it wasn't even like a crazy spot. It was him bouncing off the ropes. It's just that he hit it too fast and he was a bit too low.
Yeah, and I remember, again, same thing as well. I think Cornette told the story about how the first time Brock Lesnar ran the ropes, he was so agile, so athletic, so fast that he ran through the ropes and he fell out of the ring in OVW.
Right.
Right, and then he, I think, was it Randy? I think it was Randy that told the story. Then Randy said like, no one laughed because clearly it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then Brock Lesnar just came back in the ring and nothing happened and he just joked around. He's like, oh, I guess you guys found that funny, huh? You know what I mean? It's such a Brock Lesnar thing. But it's like all these like meatheads, probably Goldberg and Scott Steiner also like that. They're just so intense that they will just run through things and just destroy things that normal people would just die from. Back off.
Well, and hopefully maybe Baron Corbin is there to sort of teach him like, okay, you got to be smart about this as well, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they have the background as well, being in football. So there is that, you know, camaraderie. But I'm so curious that we've been talking a lot of Braun and Baron, but we barely mentioned, but I'm sure you're going to talk about, you know, Trick Mellow Gang and the seeds that were planted in this match, right?
So obviously they lost, right? And Carmelo Hayes took the spear for Trick Williams. That was the finish.
Yes.
So it was like, oh, he sacrificed himself, and that will obviously lead into the final. Into the main event. But I guess, see, that's the thing. I'm thinking Braun Breaker is going to the main event soon, right? Why does he need a tag team championship shot?
I feel there's still more stories to be told. And technically, Stand and Deliver is supposed to be like the NXT blow off. So just extend the story until WrestleMania weekend and then have him call out right after WrestleMania. I think there's a fair space for him. I think now they tease him on Raw and SmackDown, right? But then his final decision should be after WrestleMania.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Stand and Deliver. There you go. Anything else you want to add to this before we move on?
No, but all I can say is I love justified turns, right? You know, you look at Drew McIntyre, very justified why he thinks the way he thinks.
Yeah.
And I think they are making a very good case for why Carmelo Hayes is going to do what he's going to do.
Second match of the night, Dijak versus Joe Gacy. Okay, for those of you who have been really paying attention to NXT, Joe Gacy's faction finished already, no more. Gone case. Okay.
God, they all gave up on him.
Okay, so I know
the other way around. I don't know.
Didn't two of them get released? The two grizzled young veterans.
Grizzled Young Veterans is on Impact right now.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. They're gone, right? And The Rock's daughter. Okay, this one we haven't talked about yet, but I have to say it too. The Rock's daughter. What's her name? Ava something.
Ava Raine.
Ava Raine. I don't know why I want to say Ava Max. You know the singer.
Yeah.
Well, Ava, right?
Yeah.
She's the general manager of NXT.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, apparently, and I don't watch NXT, so someone has confirmed this for me. But apparently, she's been general manager in training for the last couple of months. She's been apparently taking care of the women's division or something, right?
Here's the thing. She's supposed to be a wrestler, but nothing about what she's done has stood out. So they're trying to give her like a manager / on-screen role, but she doesn't have the charisma of her dad at all. Like, it's not even the Rocky Maivia go away. It's the bland sort of like on-screen presentation. We're very happy about the women's division. Like, I'm like, dude, she's worse. Okay, I hate to say this. Tony Khan has more charisma than her, bro.
Oh dear God. Oh, Mr. Young. Don't set the internet ablaze with such comments. Okay, it's too early. But then
that's exactly it. It's too early. Why are they putting her in this spot to be featured, to be the figurehead when she doesn't have the natural charisma to pull it off?
Yeah. Speaking of Rock and Sock connection, I think she reminds me a lot of Mick Foley's daughter, Noelle Foley. Remember her?
No, Noelle Foley has more charisma. What are you talking about?
No, but she tried to go into the ring and become a wrestler. And she jalat, bro. Cannot make it.
Okay.
Cannot make it.
Okay,
they never inherit the dad's wrestling abilities. That's what I'm trying to say. So
sure.
Maybe Ava is just not cut out for it. But again, too early. We need to see her in different situations. And she got the William Regal rub. So
you can give you can give that rub all you want. It doesn't make a difference. My gosh, man. I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad for saying it because, yeah, she is super young in her career and we should give her a chance. But I don't think they're doing her any favors by literally putting her as the figurehead of the show, you know?
Could it have anything to do with The Rock being the TKO member?
I really hope not. I really hope not, you know, because then it would just be like, oh my God, another power-hungry fella, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do not know. But not a fan of Ava so far. Haven't seen anything of her worthwhile. But Joe Gacy, though. What's your thoughts on Joe Gacy? Do you think he's good?
Wish.com version of Bray Wyatt. I mean, I know people have brought it up as well, but I'm like I know, and he even does the sort of, he doesn't do the back bend thing, but he does a thing where he's on the second rope, upside down. And I'm like, I swear, when people do that, why are you freaking out? You just kick him in the head. He's so vulnerable. That's the first thing I was like, go and kick him lah, Dijak, what are you doing? Why are you standing there looking like this is scary? It's not.
I don't know. Okay, I mean, they're trying to push this sadistic character of his. I do like what he did to Dijak with the taping his face, his eyes. That was a pretty cool spot. Dijak is playing the same role as Baron, right? Some veteran putting over young guys, but is Joe Gacy worth being put over? That's the question.
What is it? Okay, so I feel like Dijak has everything. He has the athleticism, he has the look, he has the height. But what is it? What is missing, do you think? Because he just seems to be stuck in this mid-card, even on NXT, mid-card position.
We all remember his banger matches with Keith Lee, right? I mean, you remember that?
Yeah. I've said this in the past, I'll say it again. Feast your eyes is like, what the hell does that even mean?
Nothing against him as a performer. Not a fan of his gimmick. I don't think he has a gimmick. Whatever he did with Retribution really spoiled him for me.
Yeah.
But you know what? If in the right position, I think he can be as good as Drew McIntyre. What Drew McIntyre is doing right now, because he got this very chibai face, like like the kind of guy who this guy always angry, that kind of shit.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like Dijak is in the Karrion Kross bracket of, on paper, they should be badasses. They should be like just top heels. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't work. Look at what's going on with the Final Testament right now. Like, AOP is there. You got Paul Ellering. I'm still like, it's them. Oh, great. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that they're going up against, Blandly Lashley. But
but even Lashley, as bland as he is, he got fans and people in awe of his physique, love him.
He got the physique and he's been around for a long time. So he has that going for him, right? But whatever it is, it's just like they don't have that one thing, that secret sauce that puts them over.
Yeah. And it's weird, right? You have people who you never would look twice at, like Sami Zayn, but he got that secret sauce that make him get over with the audiences. So I think that's more than that.
Is it the connection? They just don't have the connect. But okay, then how can you say for example, The Undertaker? He got what connection? He doesn't connect with me as a zombie man, as a dead man.
No, but he touches you.
Choose your words correctly.
He touches a part of you where.
Wait! I don't want him to touch a part of me, bro. No, I know you're gonna see him do his show in Sydney, in Perth. Bro. Sorry.
Let me finish my thoughts here. All I'm trying to say is that if you are a horror fan, right?
Yeah.
You love the macabre. You are scared of the undead. There's that part of you in the human body that feels intrigued by this, right?
Bro, Fiaz knows this. I'm a huge horror fan. I look at the Final Testament and say, what are they doing? They look like they're playing cosplay.
Exactly. So they do not have it. But the Undertaker, just by him moving very slowly, just by him staring, rolling his eyes, turns that part of you on, right?
I don't know about turns that part of me on, but is it because of the fact that we are just living in different times?
Well, I agree as well. Undertaker would not have made it as a gimmick in this era, to be really honest.
Right. I feel like that is absolutely the case because, maybe 5 years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the Final Testament would have made it. But then again, if you think about it, there were also other supernatural characters that fell flat on the face.
Again, right? The reason why it worked was there wasn't social media. They are not overexposing themselves, putting up photos of themselves going out for lunch, in between episodes. All this is contribute, right? I mean, Karrion Kross actually, by all accounts, seems like a fun guy. I
Yeah.
saw his interview with Chris Van Vliet. He's fun.
Yeah.
But we can't take him seriously as this character because he doesn't live that character.
That's a very good point. I want to give you an AEW example.
Okay.
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
He doesn't post photos of himself having a latte at Starbucks. He actually legit goes out and does these stupid ass stunts. And so he has that aura. I think maybe you hit on it right there. Like, these guys are playing a role. Darby Allin is living his role. And that's, I mean, and for the longest time too, Undertaker was, like, we saw the documentaries, right? Like, he really guarded his gimmick to the very end.
He's infamous for it. So that's why it's working, right? And why we love people like Cody Rhodes because and CM Punk, because they really are living embodiment of these people. Like, you can imagine CM Punk as a disgruntled employee.
Yeah. You can imagine Cody as this, like, oh, he just wants to do his father proud kind of guy. And we can all relate to that, right? Yeah. By the way, Dave Royalty asks, Foreign, you got the meet and greet too? And Fiaz says, for me, the supernatural character, the best was the Brood. Dung, 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 dung.
Even until now, I still doubt whether Gangrel is legitimately human or vampire. Like,
hey, stop lah!
He comes across as someone who bite me in the middle of the night, you know?
Yeah, maybe he needs to go and claim his underling, Adam Copeland. I'll go there and, like, sort him out a bit.
Bro, he's stuck in purgatory right there.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Wait, to answer Deep Royalty's question, girl, by the time I booked the tickets, apparently there's no more meet and greet. It's already sold out.
No.
I got the normal seat, so if you can somehow sneak me in, I'll be more than happy, man. I'm more than happy to conduct an interview. I'll bring my wireless mic and try to get some
Oh my God.
Some scoops lah.
Yes, let's do it. Irvin says, anyone remember Mordecai? I remember him.
Of course,
he was supposed to have been the anti-Undertaker, right? But
all white.
Yes, all white. No, it fell flat on his face. Wasn't he? Then he became a vampire.
Kevin
Thorne. Yes, I remember.
In ECW, yeah. Again, didn't work, right? They tried to make Heidenreich fucking scary, but didn't work.
No, Heidenreich is scary because he's legit looks like a psycho lah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He legit looked like a psycho, and if there wasn't any social media at that point in time, he could actually pull off that gimmick for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But they just decided to take a turn towards the gay territory.
Yeah, with the whole thing with Michael Cole, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. And wrap up Vengeance Day. So we had the D'Angelo family. I have to say, the whole Italian mafia gimmick was a bit eye roll, but I think that Tony D'Angelo has warmed up on me. Like, I'm starting to buy into his character. Maybe I just got used to him, him and Channing Stacks.
Maybe he really is a mobster.
Hey, Paisan!
With connections.
Yeah. OTM is still quite new. OTM, by the way, stands for Out the Mud.
They're still in the mud for me lah. I have no idea who they are.
So and now they have like ladies in the group also. So I have no idea who this Adriana Rizzo and Jada Parker are. But it was the Angelo family versus OTM in a 6-person tag team match. It was kind of like whatever. I was more interested in the vignettes before than the actual match itself.
Yeah, who is OTM? Because I only know scripts. I only recognize Reggie.
I don't know who these two fellas are, bro. I have no idea.
You also don't know. No idea, right? So you're not alone.
No.
You're not alone.
There's something about their video packages on NXT. I don't know what it is, right? It's like they are a bit lame. Okay. So when they try to tell the story of OTM and they're narrating how they had a hard life, they came out of the mud, literally, right? Yeah. And then they cut to a shot of these two kids dressed up like them, like quote unquote, with the bandana and everything, right?
Yeah. Blood from the past, yeah.
What are you are you trying to show us pictures of them as kids dressed like that? Sure. Not two model kids you got to dress up as gangsters walking on the street like that. I mean, I don't know. That just screams hokey to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I just am not invested in them. I don't care about them. And I skipped this match. Let's be real honest.
Thank you for bringing this up, Irvin, by the way. OTM are some GTA San Andreas cosplayers. Their intro video, the font is the GTA font.
Like CJ lah, basically. Just
yeah. They're trying to do that. They're like, can you imagine? They try to do this whole we are from the hood sort of gimmick. Actually, they just only play GTA only. They're actually quite normal. Can you imagine that?
That would be a great plot twist. I think that would be great character development. It's like the Mandarin cop-out, from Iron Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, they're just acting like that. Okay, but really the worst gimmick, and this gimmick has been in NXT for the longest time. I still think it's horrible because I bring it up because they did a video package, and apparently somebody mentioned in the Discord the calendar sold out. Chase U.
What the hell?
Okay,
so people are invested in them, or is this like a joke? Or like
it's JC Jane and a bunch of the ladies in
Tia Hill.
Tia Hill, I forget, but yeah. Why do you think? Do you think people are buying this Chase U calendar for the
Andre Chase?
Andre Chase? No. You know what I mean? It's quite obvious what is going on here, but
okay.
I cannot take their skits and their gimmicks seriously. It's just the lamest thing in the universe.
Yeah, I don't follow Andre Chase. I mean, actually, all the gimmicks that they debuted in the NXT Splash Pain has been very cringe lah. I do not know. I think only Braun Breaker made it out like unscathed. But even then, remember how we all shitted on his name?
Yes. We just got used to it. That's all. At this point. So, all right, let's move on to the triple. Wow. Okay, it wasn't a triple threat. It was a one-on-one. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Yep. They're playing up the whole angle of Roxanne Perez getting injured, getting stripped of the title that she never lost, so she wants it back. And then, I actually enjoyed the match. I feel like I'm starting to understand why they like Lyra Valkyria, as in management.
Tell me about her appeal.
Because, to me, it's purely from a wrestling standpoint, as in when I watch her, it's the subtleties, right? Like, she looks like she's trying to win. I know this sounds like a weird thing, but Roxanne Perez to me fits the mold of this sort of current or new generation of, I wouldn't say flippy floppy, she doesn't do too many flippy floppy things. Yeah. And surprising, isn't she supposed to be like a Booker T protege or something like that?
Yes.
But I feel like she does things that, how do I put it?
Does it make sense?
No. Roxanne makes things look like she's just going through the moves. For example, I give you one example, right? Like headlock, and then you get pushed into the ropes.
Yes.
Right? Like there was one spot where Roxanne had Lyra in the headlock, and then Lyra pushed her off into the ropes. Like literally, it looked like, oh, this is my spot. I just let go now.
Yeah. I get it.
You know what I mean? It's like subtleties like that. There wasn't any hint of like, oh shit, she's actually pushing me off and I couldn't hold on. No, it looks like, this time for the spot. I feel your hands on my back. Okay, come. I run away. You know.
Well, this is the perfect time to bring up a very recent Bret Hart interview.
Oh, okay.
Do you see this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because of course we all know when you talk about people who wrestle like they're trying to win, Bret Hart is like a perfect example, right? You've always seen so many instances where like he's in a headlock or he's giving a headlock and somebody trying to shoot him off into the ropes. Instead of running, he actually carries his head and buries him down to the ground and tries to, hold on to the headlock.
Like to make it look like you're actually really holding onto the headlock, to make it look like a legitimate fight. Isn't that what wrestling is?
Correct. Yeah, and if the wrestler knows how to do counter, he can counter to a gator roll, and then he can push it off, then he can continue the sequence, whatever it is. But the point is, makes sense in a psychological way, right? So Bret Hart was in Australia giving an interview to hype to hype Perth, Australia. He said a lot of nice things about Rhea Ripley. Okay. But you know what's my favorite thing about Bret Hart interviews, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
He cannot go one sentence without shitting on gold.
Okay, tell me, what did he say?
So he was saying like, he feels that Rhea Ripley is very believable. And he said, I miss those days when wrestlers were believable in their characters. It's clear that, I hate the wrestlers nowadays that like to do chops that doesn't make sense. You're trying to hurt them. If I was a wrestler, my intention is to go home after a work day and go to my hotel without having a bump, without having my face busted in. That is the school of wrestling. That's the Goldberg school of wrestling.
He cannot let it go, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's hilarious. It's a meme at this point, bro.
Oh yeah. He just gotta stick that in there, man.
He got a choke. It's so funny, but that's the point, right?
Yeah. That gets me back to this point of when I watch Roxanne Perez, now I realize why every time I watch her, I just don't feel it. The internet loves her for whatever reason, or maybe they don't anymore. But I think it's that. I think she's just going through the motions. instead of making it look like a fight. On the converse, I think Lyra has it in that everything she does just seems a little bit more real. So I actually got an appreciation of Lyra Valkyria watching the match.
Yeah, and I actually did enjoy her match with Becky Lynch. I think a couple of months back on NXT. That was my first time paying attention to this Lyra, and Lyra feels like a very European throwback wrestler. I do not know whether you remember this wrestler called Katie Lee Burchill.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Paul Burchill's sister.
Yeah, they had a great gimmick. But she was really a great wrestler, and I think I saw a lot of her work as Winter in TNA, where I think British women wrestler, they really follow British strong style wrestling.
Yeah.
Different from Japanese strong style, by the way. British strong style has this you know how European have this very freshness, you know, like they always talk about Scottish people like to fight each other, Irish people like to fight each other. Yeah. And the women also have that in their arsenal. So that's why you see someone like Becky Lynch, right? She can brawl because it seems to be in their blood to be like that. And Lyra has the same vibe. So kudos to her.
I like it. So there you go. You had them. And then this is where it becomes a triple threat. And this is where I just roll my eyes. Okay, I don't know much about this Lola Vice. I know she won the women's breakout tournament. So winning the breakout tournament apparently gives you a championship cash-in. Like Money in the Bank. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So she runs out with the contract. The match haven't finished yet, you know. She just run in. Like, I don't know how they are going to...
Halfway through the match.
I don't know how they are going to script their way out of it. Like, how she was... Maybe she was new and she didn't know how to cash in properly or whatever. But how stupid do you have to be? It's not like both of the wrestlers were laid out. Like, you know, some catastrophic move. They both whack each other on the head with a chair and they're both knocked out. No. She just comes in and she lost. I mean... You know, there was a bunch of shenanigans, but it was just dumb. It was a dumb cash-in. It was like when... I'm trying to think of all the failed cash-ins that have happened. What was... Like, you know, Baron Corbin is notoriously one of them. Otis didn't even get to cash in.
Yeah, well, who was the one that... Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy, Sandow also.
Yeah, but basically it just didn't make sense for him to cash in at this point in time.
Yeah, so it felt like I know that they're going for some other storyline moving forward, but it just felt like a shit end.
Do you feel like they ruined what could have been a good match between Lyra and Roxanne, right?
I think so. But it's obviously to set up whatever stand and deliver will be lah. So I get it.
Yeah. Was it worth sacrificing this match though to get to that story?
I haven't committed enough time and energy into this feud to truly care. So
but you know what? This is Lola Vice, right? They had
Lola Vice.
So I didn't watch NXT, so I'm not sure how do you win this thing. Is it?
It's like a tournament.
It was she went through a couple of matches and she became
correct.
this. And, I've seen Lola Vice wrestle and she's not the best.
Okay, well maybe they didn't have faith in her. They were like, okay, we give you this push. And then, oh shit, there's no improvement. Okay, let's just take it away by giving her a lousy cash in.
Yeah, I mean she's still sloppy lah, but I know what's her appeal because apparently she was from UFC or she was a MMA girl, right?
Is it?
Yeah. You go look at her Instagram and then you see the first thing she pinned is a match where she beat up someone and like knocked them out and then she danced sexy in the middle of the cage. So I think that's she probably brings the sex appeal. She got the Latina vibes. Yeah, okay, great lah. But my issue with these girls, right, is like they are not wrestlers. They are from another sport trying to become a wrestler. Yeah, and it shows.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to be from another sport, right? Yeah. I think it's just a matter of, do you understand what you are doing? I give you very good examples. Kurt Angle, before he joined it, didn't understand what the point was. But the second it was explained to him and he learned it, he got the point so well.
Yes. Amazing.
Logan Paul. I mean, he was never a wrestler. He's more of a boxer, but he's a natural athlete, but he gets it. There's this intangible about pro wrestling that he gets. And you can see it in the match, love him or hate him, right? Like he's the perfect match, perfect fit in the WWE at this point.
It is.
In that, like, when you see his promos, you know why he's doing what he's doing. He's putting people over while moving the story ahead. He does so many of these. I hate to bring it up, but he gets wrestling better than the Young Bucks do.
Ooh, what a hot take. Mr.
He's
Young
not-
just said Logan Paul gets wrestling better than the Young Bucks. Clip
But
that shit, guys.
I don't even feel like that's a hot take. I think it's, it's quite obvious.
No, it is, but sometimes the truth hurts, right? The truth rubs people the wrong way, right?
Ooh.
Logan Paul is, at this point, better wrestler than, like, probably he's the top 20%. And
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to uncut him because I'm not really attached or connected to any of his stuff.
No, me
So,
neither.
I have no recollection of him other than, he's a guy who's apparently famous. Now he's in WWE. But in the context of WWE, he thrives in this environment.
Oh yeah, just watch his promos. He is pushing the storyline. He is like moving the promo in the direction of where this feud is supposed to go. The whole thing with KO, we won't get into that today, but yeah, so good.
But can you imagine Logan Paul? Give him 3 years, maybe. World champion, carrying the belt, carrying the bottle of Prime, going all over the world. Bro, he's gonna make lots of money for WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point in time.
And Div Royalty brings up a really good point. And a lot of people can't stand him. I hate that Logan Paul is so good at what he does. That's the perfect type of person you need in the WWE because he's going to be a heel champion. You can't wait to see some plucky babyface beat. That's what you need. This is pro wrestling, right? That's what you need.
Shout out to Zarfan. I just saw him saying hi to me. He's gonna be in Perth as well. So everything right now, you guys should be watching TV and praying that all these wrestlers win their matches and qualify for whatever match that they're gonna have in the Elimination Chamber because you're gonna get to see that live, guys. So come on, let's do that, man.
Okay, let's carry on with Vengeance Day though. Oba Femi, I love, by the way, apparently his fan club is called Feminists. I saw it on social media. I'm like, are you serious? Feminist, get it? Oba Femi versus Dragon Lee. So, Oba Femi, I believe he won the breakout tournament for the men's side.
Okay.
And have you seen this fella, by the way?
I have seen, I have heard that he's actually very, very new to wrestling. He's only been wrestling 2 years.
Yeah, but he definitely has the size and look. Like, he is a big guy. He's not like, he's not Omar's tall and lanky that it looks awkward. He is thick, big guy. Like maybe a slimmer version of Samoa Joe. I'm trying to think who else fits his body type.
Is he a bit like, remember this guy, Ezekiel Jackson?
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like
maybe less built, less like buff than Ezekiel Jackson.
Okay, a more current comparison would be somebody like Moose.
Moose no, that's a great. I think that's a great comparison. Thank you very much for that. Yes, he is like that, sort of like that vibe, that size, and everything. And I love this match for the fact that AEW, please take notes. This is your classic powerhouse versus speedster. So you are not gonna have your speedster try to do stupid shit and hang in there and try to go power for power, which is dumb. The start of the match, I remember this so clear. It's like Dragon Lee does 10 moves to Oba. Oba does 1 move to him. You know that you get. Yeah, he died. Like, oh my! And then Dragon Lee has to constantly fight back because he's the smaller guy.
Yeah. I mean, Oba Femi, I think they might have discovered a gem because this guy is smooth. This guy gets it. He is he's a complete unknown who just came into it and like, whoa, everyone's like looking at him right now. Yeah. And I think he's actually well deserved as the North American champion, even though he came out of nowhere.
Saleh says we need Omas versus Oba. Homo sapiens versus feminists. Oh my god! Stop it!
Yeah.
Stop!
I thought this guy Nigerian. His name very Nigerian. Huh?
I think he is. I'm not sure. I should Google it. But his pants got the Nigerian flag colors, so maybe he is.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Green and white.
I know because Obafemi Martins is a very famous Nigerian football player. If you're in the chat, you understand. So it's a very Nigerian African name. So
yes, he is from Lagos, Nigeria. Interestingly enough, he made his in-ring debut in November 18th, 2022, Level Up, losing to Dante Chen.
Wait, Dante Chen has beaten Obafemi?
Yes, on Level Up.
Guys, so that clearly Dante Chen is North American Championship material. So
yes,
he's beaten the champion already.
Yes. How disappointed are you that Dante Chen wasn't in the men's breakout tournament?
Yeah, guys, why are you guys sleeping on him, bro? Why is Dante... Okay, Obafemi surpassing Dante Chen as much as it hurts me, but maybe they do see a lot in him. But why is nobody seeing anything in Dante Chen? Because he's been doing good shit, man, on NXT Level Up.
Yeah, well, Well, that's a topic for a different day. Oh my God, Tovakin just made a horrible suggestion. Please don't, WWE, do not take this suggestion. Wait till they pair him up with Apollo. Oh my God, Apollo, Oba, and Dabaketo all in one faction.
And Omas as the bodyguard.
Cannot. No. Horrible. No. Let's not go there. I enjoyed this match for what it was, but yeah, it was time for Oba to have, get put over. La. It's interesting with Dragon Lee too. I feel like, he had this short stint in the main roster, like a detour.
He's still part of the main roster, or he's like back down to NXT?
No, I think it was just to give him a bit of a rub, and then now, this is where he's sort of settled in.
Well, actually, I really like him on the main roster because I think he's different from everyone.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his matches with Santos, and now you got Andrade. Can you imagine Dragon Lee and Andrade?
Interestingly, I feel like the reason they brought him up was to get that rub from Ray. Instead of bringing Ray to NXT, they had him go to the main roster to get the rub. And now on NXT, they're like, he was crowned the, Lucha Libre of the now by Ray. Yeah, they can
uncut him a bit, give him a bit of a shine. Then he go back NXT.
Yeah, give that Ray rub, as it was. So I think this is where he's going to be for a while anyway. But it's fine,
It only makes sense if he goes up to the world title contention in NXT though. If not, he's just going to be a mid-carder, unfortunately.
I think it's tough unless they can really tell this like Rey Mysterio underdog story. They're obviously trying to do that,
Yeah.
Especially if he's always going up against these massive guys. Like we all remember Rey versus the Great Khali, Rey versus versus all the big guys, and it's a story that works.
It is but again, Dragon Lee, I think he's not really be a main guy, but he needs to have the experience so that when he goes to the main roster, people can.
Hey, hold on now, bro. Hold on. Whatever you did just now, the mic is a bit screwed up. What happened,
better,
bro?
Right?
Now it's so much better. Yes.
Now I'm sweating now, bro. Because
what do you do? What? You switched on your fan.
Yeah, I switched on my fan to level 1, but apparently it still picks it up. But oh well.
I think what is going on is the wind is blowing into your mic. That's what's going on, bro.
I see. It's okay. I will tahan through it until 1:30. You can do it.
Okay, everybody, please consider signing up as a Patreon so that Foreign can get aircon in his room.
Yes, we are slowly building my room. Season by season, guys. you all had no idea the bad internet connection from season 3 before that. You guys will not understand.
Tovakin says TK intercepted. That's it. We talked too much shit already. Let's move on. Main event: Ilya Dragunov versus Trick Williams. At this point, like any Ilya match is going to be a brutal match. He's like that reputation. He has that reputation already, right? They've built it.
Yeah.
And we've said it before. Like, I believe he is that guy. Like, he is a tinier, smaller guy, but he is like, you can see striations in his freaking shoulder. Like, he looks like he's this crazy guy that just does 20 hours of workout a day.
Bro, I can't wait for him to be on the main roster challenging Gunther.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Gunther doesn't have an opponent at WrestleMania? He does an open challenge.
And then
he gives Ilya. Holy shit.
I
then
believe
he keeps the title. So NXT Stand and Deliver, he keeps the title, and then he debuts on the main roster at WrestleMania.
Well, I do believe that Gunther has a challenger, but it might be for Elimination Chamber actually. Jey Uso did challenge him on Raw.
Yes,
but yeah, Dragunov, Trick. Here's the thing with Trick, right? Like, okay, Trick has always been this body, quote unquote, the bigger, like he's the Diesel to Shawn Michaels with Carmelo Hayes. You get the reference, right?
Yep.
But now this is like Trick Williams coming out party. And I think this match it gave Trick Williams the sort of like, he's actually legit.
Yeah.
Because he survived Ilya. It's like Cactus Jack giving the rub to Triple H or Mick Foley giving the rub to Edge. You look at Trick, you're like, he's cool, he's fly, he got cool moves, he can talk, but does he have that like hardcore? I don't. What would be the term? The edge to him, for lack of a better term.
I think you're trying to talk about how he needs the rub. He needs to go to the next level.
Yeah.
It's basically the Mick Foley, Randy Orton backlash movement, or the Edge, Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22 movement.
It's all with Mick Foley lah. He's the last of the hardcores, but I think Ilya can take that role now. But yeah, I loved this match. I enjoyed the hell out of this. And
no, I was just about to say, like, Trick Williams, I think the fans already have christened him. He's the guy. Like,
that Trick.
So everyone, I'm trying to give a comparison to like somebody who everyone thought it's gonna be this guy, but it was the other guy that ended up becoming the biggest star.
Yeah.
Who would be a good example?
Bro, you don't have to look any further than the example we brought up just now, Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Shawn Michaels was the guy. And Carmelo Hayes is not like quote unquote a flop by any stretch of the imagination. Like, yeah, he was the guy before Trick Williams joined him already. He was already the guy that people are like, okay, yeah, looking at.
Do you think that he will carry this momentum to the main roster, or Carmelo might still surpass him?
I think Carmelo goes to the main roster first. I think Trick Williams needs to spend some time in NXT on his babyface solo run first. Let them break up and spend time away from each other first. Then, a few years down the road, Trick can join Carmelo. Hey, bro, and then they can replay this whole thing again, but now on Raw or SmackDown.
I see. Okay, I need you to take over this review for me while I reply to my boss. So talk about your match. Talk about your match.
So this is like next level, right? Tony Khan has basically sent his agents to talk to Foreign's boss to get Foreign off the of the podcast because we've talked enough shit about AEW. No. Okay, so I know you guys watched the match as well, right? And Fiaz says that the fans want a new champ because you could hear the boos on Ilya. I think it's more of like Trick Williams having become that guy that the fans like even more than Ilya. And Ilya did, I swear, because this is a face v face match, Ilya, I felt, did try to play a little bit more of the heel role. So I think that is exactly what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if next week on NXT, Ilya comes out and he's face again. And he's like, all right, he's the celebrated champ. People will forgive him for it, but because I don't think he's outrightly a heel. And with NXT, they do play sort of fast and loose with their quote-unquote alignments. They're quite okay with it, and I think it's fine. Of course, the big thing, and they sort of built it up throughout the thing, right? At first, you had Carmelo Hayes taking the spear for Trick Williams in the opening match. So now, you had this one moment, I'm sure you guys remember where, what was it really? Who pushed Carmelo Hayes into Trick Williams? And then it felt like Trick Williams basically chop block.
For this match, right?
Yeah, wasn't it? This match?
Yeah. Somebody came in to kind of disturb this match.
I remember a spot. I was like, oh, okay, there's a bit of like dissension. Like, did Carmelo Hayes purposely try to chop block him or what, And then you get to the finish where Carmelo Hayes kind of played a part in Trick Williams losing, right? Like, there was a moment where Carmelo go and disturb, but Trick actually had the upper hand. So there were all these subtle hints. I mean, to be honest, I think the NXT universe had been calling for the turn already, but Ilya wins, beats Trick. It was a weird finish. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, what? They're going for this, Ilya is doing his, what was his finisher called again? The diving headbutt thing.
Yeah, it's like, it looks a bit like the Dragon Ball Z headbutt though.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called though, but I know what I mean.
Torpedo Moscow. There you go. He does a Torpedo Moscow. Nice. Trick goes for like a knee. And then I think it was Ilya that connected and he picks up the win, right? Like, okay, great, everything. Then Carmelo Hayes comes in. Trick is upset.
Do you feel like him wearing that HBK leather jacket already kind of like foreshadow it?
Maybe. Well, they love to foreshadow. They love to, they are students of the game after all. They love the callbacks, right? So Carmelo Hayes turns on Trick Williams. Like we said, this is not something that was completely out of the blue. I think it was a long time coming, but in a good way. We were waiting for this already. And the crowd reacted the way they should have. Oh, no. Oh. And I've always thought this, if you really want to show, if you're in the crowd in a WWE event and you want your face to be shown on WWE TV, react how you want that they want you to react.
Correct, you must react exactly.
do the shock face, they will pan to you.
Actually, somehow I feel like there are people spending the entire day, right, or during the entire event just scanning at audiences.
Oh, they are. Yeah. They're absolutely. Yeah, they will have cameramen pointing, and then the second you do like, they're like, okay, cut to camera 5 together. And then the second the person sees on the big screen that they're on the big screen, and then they start smiling and pointing, pop, they cut to the next one already. You don't get your smiley face. You just get the reaction we want.
Okay, but I think the funny thing about this match was like everyone wanted Trick to win. Everyone thought that he was gonna win. So when Ilya actually defeated him, there was actual deflation in the crowd. Like people were legitimately shocked and sad.
I thought it was fine. I'm pretty sure what will come of this is we'll get Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver, and that's going to be a banger of a match, and then Ilya can, defend against somebody else. I'm fine with that, Then again, like I said, I don't really pay 100% attention to NXT these days. Like, 60%, like 50% even. But I like what I saw. So, top to bottom, I thought that it was an enjoyable PLE. Guys, give us your star ratings upon 5, upon 10, whatever you want, what you thought.
I think the thing about NXT is I watch NXT like how you used to watch AEW.
Oh, okay.
Like how you always say like usually I don't watch my week to week stuff on AEW, but when they have their pay-per-view, somehow you can get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. And that's exactly it, right? Like I feel like with a NXT pay-per-view these days, you don't really have to watch every week. You get caught up, and that's what WWE does best. They are really good at storytelling, Like and this is the criticism. Every time like a AEW pay-per-view comes on, it's like, why are they fighting? I don't understand. And you can't leave it up to Excalibur to try to explain this shit, because he's just going to spark a bunch of, obscure shit.
Yeah. And also the thing about it is like, you are risking alienating a lot of the potential fans who want to find out more.
Yeah.
You don't whip out random stat that doesn't make sense. You gotta get a stat that gets people into like for example on Raw, Michael Cole said, Becky Lynch has never been in an Elimination Chamber match before. That's context.
Yeah, suddenly there's stakes, right? Like, this is the first time?
Yeah.
No, that is a great point. So don't bring up stats that's the difference. And I know a lot of people hate on Michael Cole for whatever strange reason. I've always liked him, right? He's always been that professional voice. I think people are just very, very attached to JR. So we need to give Michael Cole his flowers, but that's a really good point. Don't bring up a stat just to fill up space. Have something to say and have it be meaningful so that people take something away from it. Okay, I think it's fair. A lot of people are throwing up 7.5s in the chat, and I agree with you fully. It was there are spots that needed to be tightened up, obviously. I could do without the Chase U nonsense, but beyond that, it was an enjoyable PLE.
Do you find that at the end of the day, NXT is still, yes, a smaller portion of the audience, a bit of a smarter crowd if you want to kind of like get into it?
Yes.
But it doesn't alienate if somebody who has never watched NXT wants to watch it for the first time.
Yes. They know what they are and they know what they are doing. I think that is the key. And they are not trying to go and appeal to just this niche audience.
Yeah. I would give NXT, given as I haven't really watched NXT, for a guy who's seeing the product for the first time in a while, I would give it like a solid 7 as well.
Yeah.
7 sounds good.
All right, let's talk about the thing that everybody wants to talk about right now. Hashtag Cody. And I want to get this off my chest right now, because I feel like right now, right, we should just let Papa H cook. I see everybody's talking about, they're so upset, let him finish the story, or what are you doing? Why are you wasting Cody's win? Blah, blah, blah. People are getting crazy upset. I'm like, isn't this what they're doing? Isn't this great for the business? Isn't this cinematic WWE pro wrestling at its best and finest?
Yeah, I don't disagree. And actually the reaction, how nuclear it was, I think adds to the story that is going to be told overall on the WrestleMania, right?
1000%. And right now, I'm going to spoil this for you. I'm going to spoil this for everybody. Okay. Because I believe that Triple H is such a student of the game that he loves tradition, he loves history. Maybe we'll twist it a little bit, but look at what has happened right now. And I'll tell you this. We've seen this before. I'll go even further to say we've seen it twice, and we've seen it in the exact same time frame. Let me set this up for you right now. What is going on right now? We have a heel champion that needs to be dethroned. Very dominant, right? We have a champion of the people, not necessarily a champion, but a champion of the people that everyone wants to see succeed. And now we have a third party, an established veteran, an icon even, but it's not his time. Nobody, like, usually if you put him any other spot, people will cheer him. But now he's in this spot because he's a third party. He doesn't deserve it in the eyes of the fans. This is what we have. We have Roman Reigns in the heel champion role. We have Cody Rhodes in the People's Choice role. And we have The Rock in the third party role. Foreign, I know you are a historian of wrestling, so tell me, what was the main event of WrestleMania 30? Who was playing the established heel role?
So it was Randy Orton as the heel champion.
Right. Yep. Who was the choice of the people?
Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement.
Who had the whole movement behind him. And who was the veteran that in any other circumstance would be deserving, but in this circumstance, people didn't want?
My guy, Drax, of course.
That's right. Now, if that's not enough, let's go back another 10 years. Yes. WrestleMania 20's main event. One of my favorite WrestleMania main events of all time.
I see you, Mr. Young. I see you. Talk to me.
Who was the heel dominant champion?
The Reign of Terror himself, Triple H.
Yes. Who was the choice of the people? Unfortunately, legacy tarnished. But who was the choice of the people at the time?
The Rabbit Wolverine, Chris Benoit.
And who was the deserving, but not in this position, veteran?
Well, Shawn Michaels, HBK.
And what happened in both WrestleMania 10 and WrestleMania 30?
The People's Choice won.
So, I mean, hey, like I said, Triple H, not just the game, he is a student of the game. I wouldn't put it past him to go, hey, let's pay homage. Let's not repeat history, but let's pay homage to the two like amazing main events. Two arguably the best main events in WrestleMania history, right?
Yeah.
By doing it again 10 years later.
I agree. And one thing that a lot of you might have forgotten about WrestleMania 30, do you remember what was the opening match?
It was Daniel Bryan versus Triple H?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So even up until WrestleMania himself, Triple H was putting up the stakes of Daniel Bryan having to overcome the odds. He needed to beat Triple H to go into the triple threat match, right?
So here's the thing, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know why nobody has sort of put this out there as what is going on, because the second it happened, I was like, oh shit, I've seen this before. And maybe it's because I lived through WrestleMania 20. I didn't really, I wasn't watching WWE during WrestleMania 30, but I did go back and watch it. I was like, wait a minute, this all seems very, very familiar. Just that third party, the spanner in the works.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I always thought before Royal Rumble, CM Punk was going to be the spanner in the works. He even alluded to it when he did that promo with Cody Rhodes, right? One of my favorite hot takes from this entire weekend of reactions is that, CM Punk did warn Cody Rhodes that he was going to get the full CM Punk experience.
And he did. Somebody else, bigger, more established star comes back and steals his spot, right?
Yeah. And we put out, so we put out a poll, right? Just very quickly want to talk about it. And we say, for you guys, which match do you want to see at WrestleMania, right? Cody versus Reigns, Roman versus Rock, or is it going to be a triple threat? And very funnily enough, when you said this, right, of course the top most choice was Roman versus Cody, right? Everyone wants that to happen, finish the story. But the second choice, even more than Rock versus Roman, is actually the triple threat. People don't mind that.
Isn't that kind of crazy? So, okay, you can have your triple threat. You can, imagine now we're all upset because Cody doesn't get his big WrestleMania moment. Can you imagine Cody's WrestleMania beating both The Rock and Roman Reigns? And it gives an out for the other two to lose. In that, you know what I mean? So now they can go off and have their issue. They can have their tribal bloodline issue, implosion, whatever you want it to be. But, so that's why, while people online are going crazy and getting all upset, hashtag we want Cody, I think it's great for the business, by the way. I think we shouldn't lose. I think we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that Papa H knows what he's doing. I think this is all the plan. So let him cook. Let him cook, boys. Let him cook.
I agree, and I wanna show you a tweet that our dear Cody Rhodes put out. I think right after Raw, bro. Okay, let me show you what he said.
What he said?
He said, "I appreciate the passion. God bless you all. ... But ... trust me.
See, they know what they're doing. And to Div Royalty's point in the comments, now with The Rock involved, Cody is even gonna get so much more mainstream attention. Yeah, Cody Roman would have been a great main event for sure, right?
Yep.
But now that The Rock is involved, all of a sudden everybody's,
That's
your Laps fans, yes,
That's
mainstream. Your Laps fans are gonna come back. So trust the process. Let's not go crazy and be silly about it. Talk about it for sure, generate the buzz. But
guys, WWE lifer here, right?
Yeah.
But very, very much aware that I have friends who are Laps fans, right?
Sure.
People who haven't watched wrestling for so long. In these last 3 weeks alone, I have one guy who I know for sure doesn't know anything about wrestling come to me and say, "What the fuck is happening with Vince McMahon? Is this all real?"
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I thought this was a character. That's one guy. Another guy come to me and say, "Hey bro, I saw some gag about Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and The Rock on like a meme. He asked me to explain the context. What's this about?"
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't know anything about Cody Rhodes, but he gets the meme, right? When like one guy
promotion. Yeah, I know the meme.
Yeah, who angkat your bosses get the promotion and you're the one that covers the shit and works so hard and he steps over you. I mean, that's relatable in a Singaporean context, right? But they use the Cody Rhodes meme. And if you realize on the comment section, I actually commented on that post and using our Kick to the Gut account, of course, saying something along the lines of whoever that is running this, whichever admin is running this, I sincerely thank you. And I put a dash, all Singapore wrestling fans, and got the most likes on that comment if you go look at it. So the point I'm trying to make is there are Laps wrestling fans that's coming back because of The Rock, and we can't deny that. There are the current fans who are maybe a new generation of fans who never grew up with The Rock, who to them, Cody Rhodes is their guy, is the main guy, and they want him to succeed. And then there are a number of fans who are done with Roman Reigns. They don't care who beats him, but as long as someone beats him. You bringing all of this subset of fans together, and the whole world is going to be watching WrestleMania. And that's what WWE wants, right?
And yes, at the end of the day, I hate to steal the phrase, but this is truly what is best for business. Get as many eyeballs as you possibly can, and that's how you make Cody.
Yep.
That's that. Like, so he is going to have his moment. So relax. Hashtag in Papa H we trust.
But my question is, right, Mr. Yang, so now we all agree that this is what we hope will happen. How do you think they're going to explain away why Cody Rhodes walked away from The Rock and say that I'm going to have my moment, but just not at WrestleMania? How are they going to salvage that? Or was that a test water and now they're pivoting? What's your thoughts on that?
It's cinema, bro. It's dramatic. It's just all dramatic posturing at this point. You like it or hate it, right?
Yeah,
you can explain it by, he's just playing mind games. Or you can explain it by, I was really, debating whether to make it, that kind of thing. There are a million and one ways. Actually, it should all come to a head in a few days because they're doing a press conference, right? So the press conference, and on Raw, they set it up because now you have Drew in the mix. So we'll probably see Drew versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the world title.
Honestly, I don't mind that. I love what Drew is basically stepped into the Cody CM Punk role, right?
Yes, because CM Punk was supposed to be the guy, but he got injured, unfortunately. So there you go.
Yeah. And for those who are naysayers, they put out a video on Raw showing CM Punk legitimately going to surgery. So he's definitely out.
Fias says Damian Priest cash in Rollins versus Drew. You know what? Yeah, we need to see that because when the heck is Damian gonna cash in his damn Money in the Bank? It feels like it's been a while, right? Almost as if they are trying to make you forget.
Do you want to know something interesting as well?
What?
Right now, if you saw again Raw, because I'm giving a lot of context based on what happened on Raw, right? Because it's like the latest thing, right?
Yeah.
After R-Truth got beaten up last week, and then he put out a post saying that the definition of an initiation is getting jumped in.
Hazing.
Yeah, he saw that, right? So then he acted like nothing happened. So he actually went and joined Cody, Judgment Day again backstage. And then everyone's like, you know what, Damien, just deal with him. We don't want to deal with him. So Finn just walked out. Everyone walked out. Then Damien looked at R-Truth. Damien was like, you know what, you can just join us or whatever. I don't care.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
So R-Truth is really officially inside.
Yeah.
And I think all this is going to be a smoke screen when R-Truth actually somehow helps Damian Priest actually win the title.
Ooh.
Yeah. because I foresee when Damian Priest wins the title, he might be a heel, de facto heel, right? Because he ruined the match and won the title. But in the weeks leading up after it, right, with R-Truth on his back, he's gonna turn into like the most
over babyface.
Yeah. And they can do a couple of ways with it. They can turn him heel, like how Roman Reigns turned on Sami Zayn, and they're gonna have that crazy blow-off match.
Yeah.
R-Truth might challenge for the world title for the first time. A one night only situation.
I like the idea of Damian Priest becoming de facto face by just saying, okay, fine, like the odd couple pairing, right? I actually really, really like that.
Yeah.
So Damian,
but again, like, what does that mean for Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and The Rock? Like, how are they going to set it up? I think all of this is going to happen on SmackDown, while the story of Drew, Rollins, Priest on Raw.
That's all going to happen at the press con, bro. Why are they having a press con if they don't have a main event? It's going to be announced at the press con. It'll be a triple threat.
Yeah. Well, while we can't confirm for sure whether that match is going to take place or going to be booked officially, well, I know one thing is going to happen before WrestleMania.
What's that?
There's definitely going to be a Cody Rhodes and Rock confrontation or in-ring segment where they're going to talk, right?
Sure.
And there's going to be a part of the audience that's going to boo the shit out of The Rock.
So I know a lot of people are saying that, this is the time to turn Rock heel, corporate Rock. I honestly don't see it happening. I feel like it's like turning Batista heel or turning Shawn Michaels heel in those situations I brought up. He's here to play that role of like, now Cody has another obstacle to jump over. I don't think they need to turn him heel. In fact, you know what I think? I think that The Rock is going to come back, do the honors, whatever it is, right? And then he's going to disappear for 1 year. And then WrestleMania 41, Rock versus Reigns, one-on-one. How about that?
I don't hate it. But let me serve you an alternative take on this.
Okay.
A what if scenario, right? What you said was half correct, because Batista did turn heel on the road to WrestleMania after the fan shitting on him, right?
Sure.
What if The Rock has always said he only wanted to come back if it was a story worth telling?
Yeah.
If it's something that will shake the world. What is bigger than a Rock heel turn at this point in his career? To be really, really honest. The fan sentiment on the ground in Hollywood, people already hating on him, right?
Yeah.
After whatever happened with Black Adam, right?
Yeah.
People
the wrestling fans hate him already.
Now the wrestling fans are turning on him because of what he did to Cody, right? Everyone say that he pretends to be nice, blah, blah, blah. He's listening because I know, because he literally posted on Instagram reactions to his return, right? And he can't be Delulu for too long.
Well, that's the thing. He only posts the good reactions.
Exactly.
Not the bad reactions.
But he never limited his comment section. And the moment you turn on any Rock post, right, the comments are all,
we want Cody. Yeah.
I believe The Rock knows that the biggest story that he can do at this point in his career is to turn heel, take over Roman Reigns as the head of the table, switch Roman into the biggest babyface trying to dethrone The Rock.
Oh!
So the bloodline situation is turned on its head. Literally.
Hold on. So wouldn't this necessitate him coming back full time? And I don't think he's looking to come back full time, right?
There's really no big movies coming out starring The Rock this year. From what I see.
He went free lah, so he's gonna stick around for 5 months.
I think Hollywood already give up. No. Okay, but this is just an alternative take, right?
Yeah.
What if The Rock decided this is why I want to come back at this point in time? Because I want to put over my cousin, right? The only way to put over my cousin is first, let him lose the title, cause the title to be given to Cody. So Cody beats both of them, right?
Yeah.
Cody can go off and become like this, dominating champion, defend, do whatever he wants to do with CM Punk or what in the future, right? The rest of the year is literally a bloodline civil war, but it's almost as if Roman gets ousted. So Roman gets the Bailey treatment.
Yeah.
The damage control treatment.
Can we very, very quickly sidetrack and say that I love that Bailey is now going to challenge Io for the women's title, but that turn was just the shits. It was a turn that everyone wanted to see happen, but it was just the shits.
My favorite part of that turn was her speaking Japanese. I think that was cute.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I will put this solely on the girls on EO. They can't act to save their lives. They just can't act. I'm like, wow, this is so bad. Like, I don't get it. Maybe it works in Joshi. Maybe they all act. I never watched Joshi, obviously, but it just looks so bad. It looked like bad acting.
You know who I wish was there, and I'm not sure why she wasn't there.
Oh, Dakota Kai. What happened to her?
I do not know. I don't know whether she was on a break or she couldn't travel. I do not know. But
then again, to be fair, I also am not a fan of Dakota Kai's promo. So,
but not because she's Angmo, but I feel like she could have sold that moment better. Being there.
It was just everything about it looked like a high school play, you know. But anyway, sorry. Back to bloodline
Roman
business.
Bloodline. Yeah. So again, the only way this can work if Roman becomes babyface as a payoff to all this.
So are we talking SummerSlam? Are we talking about Survivor Series?
I would say Roman gets so Roman loses the title, right? Thanks to The Rock. Then Cody Rhodes gets the title. Cody Rhodes does his own thing. Roman versus Rock is I would say Roman versus Rock is scheduled for SummerSlam. But then the match itself is a schmoz in the sense that it's not like a 30-minute classic of a match.
Yeah.
It's the bloodline turning on Roman Reigns and joining with the real head of the table, The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns loses everything. Maybe he goes into exile.
Yep.
Or maybe the stipulation of the match, he gets banished from the Island of Relevancy.
Sure.
It's like a part 2 of the tribal combat. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He disappears, right, for a while. The Rock rules over wrestling all the way until next year, WrestleMania.
You want The Rock to be back for 1 year? That I cannot. That's not happening. That is absolutely 100% not. You are sipping the copium right now. No,
bro, he already is a board member, bro. It's not as if he
has to be. He's on Moana, bro. He got to film live action Moana. He got no time for this shit.
Can green screen that shit. No. He needs to be WWE, bro. No, because if he said he put down his pencil, right, because he couldn't get a big enough story, right. What's the point of coming back to WrestleMania just to fight one time and then cabut after that?
Well,
he's committing some time to this.
Here's the thing, and this goes to his reputation now, right? Like, I don't know if it's in his best interest thinking about him as The Rock, the Hollywood guy. I don't know if he's gonna make himself look like a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know what was one of the most favorite Rock gimmicks he ever had throughout his career?
What's that?
Hollywood Rock.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Everyone loved Hollywood Rock, but he only had it for a very short run. He had it literally from No Way Out 2002 until 2003 No Way Out until Backlash 2003. So that was like I would say 4-month period, 3-month period. But it's still one of the most memorable. I believe Hollywood Rock 2 is what he wants to do.
Okay.
Play into the hate that he has.
Right.
Which will eventually turn him babyface because everyone will love to hate him. Then he's going to get all the cheers. Exactly.
What if, bro? What if? Oh, we are cooking now. So it all plays out like that, right? Heading into let's say the Royal Rumble, right? So you got like Hollywood Rock, mega heel, Roman Reigns ousted. And then there's only one other Hollywood force that can come back and face off against The Rock.
What?
You got Peacemaker versus Black Adam. Come on, man.
Oh my god, retirement match. And then at the corner, Drax is staying very invisible.
Yes! That's it. There we go. WrestleMania 41. We just booked it. The most Hollywood mainstream for Netflix main event. It'll be Rock versus John Cena. Batista in the corner. Eating.
Then after the front row, we have Vin Diesel one side. We have Shazam one side. Henry Cavill will be at the front row.
James Gunn sitting there, the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy are there as well.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. It sounds like a skit from SNL, but I'm here for it, man.
Bro, we are going down the Vince Russo route at this point.
Nah, it's crazy. But people were asking what's our thoughts on V1 Cody. I think this is it. This is what we have in mind. This is our counter proposal.
I think I think that WWE is cooking right now and all eyes on the WWE. So kudos to whatever they are doing. Let's not get too upset that, this is not happening. That is how it's, like I said, it's just like watching your favorite TV show and then something happens and then you're not happy about it. But the great thing about the WWE, they can switch things up on the fly. That's the brilliance of live entertainment.
Yeah, I tell you, even if they really are the Lulu and want to continue with just Rock and Roman, the fans from now all the way until WrestleMania are just gonna boo the shit, and they can't. They will not be able to ignore the fans shitting on them.
You know what will happen if that? Okay, let's say really The Rock has strong-armed his way into that position. It'll be The Rock versus Roman Reigns, right? It will be like Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar all over again. Boo! The whole match will just get shit on.
Boo! Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be hilarious. But you know what? We're gonna be here for you for every step of the way, right, Mr. Young?
Hell yeah. We'll have something to say about it. We'll have our hot takes. And thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us as we exercise this, this booking fantasies that we have, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the news cycle keeps on rolling. So again, for those who are unaware, the press conference is Thursday evening for in America. So it's gonna be Friday morning for us here.
Yes.
So, if you guys want to talk about it, please join our Discord. We're probably going to be we'll probably be discussing about it all the way throughout the weekend as well. And of course, our Patreon is always there. If you want to support us, take our support to the next level. I know, Mr. Yang, you alluded to it earlier. I'm hoping to get the announcement out next week, right before Grapple Max Causeway Jam, which I believe is the weekend after this, right?
Yes.
17th February, right?
Yeah.
Is it 17th? Yeah,
yes.
on Saturday. Yeah. So next week for the podcast, we will have some Grapple Max wrestlers on the show.
Have them chat about, preview Causeway Jam.
Yeah, to preview Causeway Jam. But of course, we understand CNY, it's Valentine's Day. I'm sure people will be busy. You and me probably will be busy. So we are going to try to pre-record it.
Yeah.
But then we're going to have it premiere on our usual time slot on Tuesday, 12 p.m., right?
Correct.
Yes. So speaking about Patreon, right? I already kind of discussed about it in our secret Discord channel, only for our Patreon members.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware. And we want to roll out our first ever road to SG Top 20, the Kick to the Gut Singapore Top 20. So the concept of it is essentially, think of it as PWI, right?
Yes.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated, where you rank all the wrestlers throughout a calendar year on their performance. And for this year, we are encouraging our Patreon members, we're encouraging you guys who are local wrestling fans, to go visit and go see the shows and rate the shows. Give us your rating. And we are going to compile it. And then at the end of the year, we are going to have a proper top 20 Singapore wrestler ranking.
Yeah. Foreign with
That's the plan.
Excel spreadsheet and everything.
Yes, for sure.
Bring the Excel formulas out there, and we're going to get it going, man. Let's do it.
I'm using my marketing skills to good use, learning how to use all the pivot table on the Excel sheet.
Pivot table, bro!
it's all right there, guys. So, yeah. So, if you guys want to be in on the fun, I hope you guys join us on Patreon, become a member, and you guys will be part of the booking committee.
I don't even know what a pivot table is, but I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome.
So, yes. Do consider joining our Patreon. Lots of benefits there. Pivot tables galore.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen. That should be your finisher name, the pivot table.
Oh, dear God. That one is the Rock's favorite. We put down our pencils and we pivoted. That's what he always says. That's what he loves to say, right?
But okay, everybody, once again, thank you so much for hanging out on the stream. We appreciate it so much. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, we're good. Guys, whoever... Yeah, so you want to say
check out our TikTok account. We're putting up content, clips from the podcast and whatever stupid memes we can think of. We'll throw it up there as well. It's Kick to the Gut on TikTok. Come join us if you haven't already, and try to swing into the comments and chat with us about the hot takes. Oh, you talk about we're going to be recording our next episode, right? Confirm between now and the next episode, some shit. And I'm not talking about Vince McMahon. Something will happen. So if something happens, we will post our live reactions on the TikTok as well, lah.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys want to hot takes on the fly, reply on TikTok. You want to see all our normal schedule, it's on Instagram. You want to be part of the community, it's on Discord. You want to support us, it's on Patreon. Guys, we are everywhere, guys.
By the way, pivot table has become a thing in the chat, by the way.
I saw
Warren,
it.
get the pivot table. Or I am the pivot table. Or head. You are the head of the pivot table, bro.
Thanks, guys. My Excel sheets will feel much love tonight, right? Thanks for this.
Okay, let's get out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and early Happy Lunar New Year to everybody who's celebrating. Happy long weekend as well.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day for next week. Ooh. And happy Total Defense Day as
Total
well.
Defense Day is the day after Valentine's Day. Let's not forget. Yes, very important.
Sure.
All right, it's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building, guys. Take care!